It's just after 3 a.m. December 26th, 1980. Rendlesham Forest is quiet. The kind of quiet that only exists in the early hours. A US security patrol moves slowly between trees. They're armed, experienced, familiar with this terrain. They're not looking for something extraordinary. They believe they are responding to a routine report. A possible downed aircraft. Within minutes, that assumption collapses.
This is a recorded warning. This is a recorded warning. Across the skies of our world, objects appear. They defy origin. They defy explanation. From ancient carvings to modern radar, the pattern repeats. Witnesses speak. Authorities deny. Pilots track impossible craft. Soldiers log encounters. History records the same shapes under different names. What you are about to hear comes from buried reports, forgotten testimony, events written off and locked away. The skies remember. Listen closely. This is Unknown Skies.
Hello and welcome to Unknown Skies. This podcast is about aliens, UFOs, the old stories, the new stories, and there are plenty of new stories, and something that's just generally of interest to me. So my name's Chris, I'm your host, and this series examines documented UFO and UAP incidents from around the world. We reconstruct what happened using timelines, witness testimonies, and official records. Tonight's case is one that is probably the most well-known outside of the US. It's, of course, the Rendlesham Forest incident. So tonight's case takes place in Suffolk, England, at the height of the Cold War between two NATO air bases. Rendlesham Forest sits between RAF Woodbridge and RAF Bentwaters. At this time, both bases are operated by the United States Air Force. This is not just any other woodland, part of a strategic military landscape, a no man's land between two of the US's most important bases in Europe. Nuclear weapons are stored nearby. Security patrols run around the clock. Every light, every sound, every anomaly matters. The men on patrol are trained to identify aircraft, flares, meteorites. They know what belongs in the sky.
To me, it almost looked like Christmas lights at first, a Christmas display. At that point, we looked at each other and we decided that we better go out and have a closer look because we weren't sure what we were dealing with.
Of course, they dispatch a small patrol. They leave the concrete of the airbase behind and step into the forest. The ground is uneven. The air is damp. Visibility is limited.
The first thing that came to mind is the aircraft crash. I've had at least 30 or 40 crashes that I have been to and at that point in time, and that's definitely what I thought it was. They notified me that they were tracking an unidentified bogey about 15 minutes ago, and they confirmed it with the contact with Eastern Radar and Heathrow in London, and at the approximate location about 5 miles off base. It was Christmas time, and there was no scheduled flying for that night.
I had heard rumors that it possibly could have been a British exercise with ships and planes out at sea.
Then they see it. A glowing object rests on the forest floor. It's not burning. It's not damaged. It makes no sound. Witnesses later describe it as a triangular, metal, smooth thing. One armed man moves closer. His name is Jim Penniston. He reports symbols on the surface, marks that resemble no known language. The object lifts from the ground. There's no engine noise, no blast of air. It moves between the trees with control. Then something stranger happens. It appears to separate, breaking into small pieces and disappearing. The patrol returns to base. Statements are taken, times are logged, locations marked. There's no missing aircraft, no distress call, no wreckage. The incident is filed under unresolved. But the story doesn't end there. 2 nights later, the reports continue. This time, the deputy base commander takes charge, Lieutenant Colonel Charles Halt. This is no longer a rumour among patrols. It's now a command issue. A larger team enters the forest, determined to find the source of the lights. They bring equipment, radiation meters, audio recorders. This time, everything is documented.
150 feet or more from the initial, I should say, suspected impact point. Having a lift going, we can't get the light all to work. Seems to be some kind of mechanical problem. Let's send it back and get another light. Meantime, we're going to take some readings with the geyser counter and chase around the air a little bit, wait for another light all to come back in. One at a time. Okay, we're now approaching the area within about 25, 30 feet. What kind of readings we get? Anything? Just minor clicks. Minor clicks. Impressions. One. Is that all the bigger they are? Well, there's one more well to do. Security control. We're still getting clicks. Can we read that on the scale? Yes, sir. We're now on the 5/10 scale, and we're reading about. Okay, we're still comfortably safe. You don't have a light on. That's ready. Security. There's still minor readings. Second, with gas pod orientation. Security. This one's good. Let's go to the third one over here. Yes, man, I'm getting some residual. I can read now. The meter's definitely giving a little false. That's what I was going to say. Let's go to the center of the area next and see what kind of reading we get out there. You're reading the clicks. I can't get the clicks. Yes, sir. You know about the center loose? Okay, yes. That's the best deflection of the needle I've seen yet. Okay, can you give me an estimation? We're on the 0.5 scale. We're getting right at a half of the highest point. I haven't seen it go any higher. Okay, we'll go out toward now it's picking up. This is out toward the level 1 indentation where we first got the strongest reading. Yeah, it's similar to what we got in the center. Just maybe in the center. Area here. We're getting very positive readings. See, is that here the center? Yes, it is. This is what we're assuming the dead center. Just think about more as you go along the whole area. Why don't we make a sweep? Here, I've got the gloves on now. Let's make a sweep out around the whole area, about 10 foot out, and make a perimeter run around it. Starting right back here at the corner. Back at the same first corner where we came in. Let's go right back here. Put the light on it and sweep around it. It was flag. Put it on the ground every once in a while. This looks like an abrasion. Okay, we'll catch that on the way back. Let's go around. Go back. Get it there. It's right over here. It looks like an abrasion going into the center. It is. It may be old though. There's some sound marks or something on it. Let's go on back around. Yeah, so it gives some extension on there. Yeah, this is an awkward thing to use, isn't it? Oh, see, I can Or up to 2 or 3 units deflection. You're getting close to one pod. Okay, it's still not going above 3 or 4 units. Taking up more frequent. You're staying steady up around 2 to 3 to 4 units now. What we assume is a landing site, all have an abrasion facing in the same direction towards the center. That's anything. Let's go around the circle here. Turn it back down here. Picking up some of the collection. You see that? Well, that's kind of funny. You're right about the abrasion. I've never seen a tree never seen a pine tree that's been damaged react that fast. Bottle to put that in. Yeah, you got a sample bottle? Yeah, here. Stick this on the ground. Let's identify that as point number 1. That stake there. So you all know where it is. We have to sketch it. You got that, Sergeant Nevels? Yes, sir. Okay. Closest to the wood bridge base. Point 1. Be point 1. And let's go clockwise from there. Point 2. Point 2? So this tree is between point 2 and point 3. And 2 other personnel requesting to find them over that your location. The sample, you're going to mark this sample number 1. Yes. Have them cut it off and include some of that sap and all. Is between indentation 2 and 3 on a pine tree about 5 feet away, about 3.5 feet off the ground. There's a round abrasion on the tree about 3.5, 4 inches in diameter. It looks like it might be old, but it's strange as a crystalline pine sap that's come out that fast. You see there's other trees here that are damaged in similar fashion? Yes, so I may come in toward the center of the landing. Okay, why don't you take a picture of that and remember your picture, and you got to be writing this down. It's going to be on the tape. Right. Got a tape measure with you? This is the picture. Your first picture will be at the first tree, the one between mark 2 and 3. Meantime, I'm going to look at a couple of these trees over here. We are getting some. You're getting readings on the tree you're taking samples from on the side facing the suspected landing site. 4. Interesting. That's right. Where you're taking the sample now. 4. That's the strongest point on the tree? Yes, sir. If you come to the back, there's no clicks whatsoever. No clicks at all on the side facing it. Interesting. The indentations look like something twisted as it got, as it sat down on them. Looks like someone took something and sat it down and twisted it from side to side. Very strange. We're looking at the same tree.
Then the lights appear, brighter than before, moving through the trees, hovering, changing directions. Radiation readings spike at multiple points. The audio recording captures the tension, but not panic. These are professionals, trying to describe something they do not understand. At one point, a beam of light descends from the sky, landing near a weapons storage area. This detail matters because it suggests intent, or at least awareness. In the days that follow, Halt writes a formal memorandum. It summarises what was seen, who was present, what equipment recorded. And it's sent through official channels and quietly filed. Months later, an explanation is offered. A nearby lighthouse, stars, misidentified aircraft. For witnesses, this just never fits.
A lighthouse doesn't move through the forest. It doesn't explode, doesn't change shape, size, doesn't send down beams of light from the sky. I really didn't know quite how to handle it. I reported it to my superior, and I was quite concerned, to be honest with you, what his reaction would be. But he was very supportive.
After the incident happened, there seemed to be some strange activity going on in the base. I'm really not sure what it was, but it wasn't normal activity.
We noticed that there was many unscheduled flights coming in. They told me that I was supposed to keep it quiet and not to take the issue any farther.
It was a total blackout of any information leaving the base. Even the senior officials on the base were not told about these flights coming in and leaving. These flights contained teams of specialists. They were to gather specific data in their fields of expertise. All of that information then was to be sent to Washington, D.C., where it would be assessed and accumulated in a finalized, highly classified report.
To this day, I'm very puzzled why nobody ever came back and asked for additional information, asked questions, or even interviewed me. It doesn't really add up.
The story of what happened in that forest over those few nights back in 1982 endures because it is documented. Multiple nights, multiple witnesses, written reports, contemporaneous audio. There are weaknesses. No photographs, no recovered material. But there is a record. The forest returns to silence. The base continues operating. The Cold War eventually ends. The witnesses move on, but the questions remain. What was seen that night in 1982? No one really knows. Unknown Skies is part of the Causeway podcast network. Other podcasts include Irish Gothic and Hostage to the Devil. Look for them wherever you get your podcasts. Of course, we're just building this podcast up from episode 1, which you've just heard. But if you get a chance, wherever you listen, please leave us 5 stars. It helps and gives us motivation to continue.
What you have heard is not speculation. It is documented. Stories passed down, sightings logged, questions left unanswered. From ancient skies to modern encounters, the pattern holds.